trying to see some other stuff here.
We are live, everyone. Yep.
Yes.
Hey everyone, it's Gordon. I'm going to be here this morning with some amazing friends. You have Chief here already. You have superhero teacher Tammy here already, and today we are really excited to be able to share with you that we are launching Land for Success, Untold Stories, volume number 4. And if you guys have read 1, 2, and 3, and if you haven't, please go grab a copy. You know some of the author's stories. Some of them will inspire you. Some of them will motivate you. Some of them will kick you. Some of them will hug you. Some of them is going to make you cry. But I believe that the stories that you're going to read inside the pages of Land for Success, one of these stories, if you haven't already landed for success, I believe will help you to land for success. And so we're just going to spend a couple of minutes here today just to let you know that you can actually purchase a copy on Amazon today for 99 cents. That's it. And we're going to have our master sales trainer, share with us with less than a cup of coffee, you guys. Can you imagine? You can actually grab a copy of Land for Success. That can not only change your lives, but the lives of the folks that are around you. Would you guys agree with that? So do us a huge favor, support your favorite author, grab a copy, but don't just buy a copy. Okay, read the stories, and then go to Amazon and give us a 5-star review for your favorite author. And look, if you don't have a 5-star review, don't give us a review at all. Okay, I'd rather you don't give us a review, right? Because if you do, we know where to find you. No, I'm just kidding. We do want honest reviews, but your favorite author, like if it's Daniel or Chief or Tammy, go there and leave a 5-star review why you love their story. All right, and share with your friend. And we want to say thank you ahead of time for supporting us, supporting our authors, supporting our little project, right, to help get it to #1 international bestseller. So I'm gonna step out for a minute and let's start with Tammy.
Oh,
Tammy, tell us a
okay.
little about yourself.
All right, everyone. Well, I loved Gordon's analogy with a cup of coffee and a book, right? Those go perfectly in hand. And for 99 cents, you're getting the book cheaper than you're getting the coffee, which is awesome. So thank you so much for having me. I'm so honored to be in such great company, like you fellas and everybody in the book. And just what this book means to Sylvia and I, and Adam and Matthew Torn, and being part of this community and what we're doing with raising empowered kids. So I'm Tammy Vallieres, the hero intelligence teacher. And the beauty is Gordon invited us last year to join up with the film festival. And we were able to participate with our youth and our children and empower them and bring them to the red carpet and on stage. And our story is in that chapter. So that's what's really exciting. It's an unconventional way. We didn't have really any money because we were a startup company. So our success is told in a very different way, and how we found success without using the finances to bring basically a $30,000 event into form. And that's basically how we share our story, and to empower us and young children, right? To start early and to start young. So awesome. Anybody else want to? You're next, Chief Bailey.
I guess I will. Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Lester Bailey, best known as Chief. One of the funniest things about writing your story is so important. People don't know who you are, but once your story is written, you go into the world of authors. You go into that world of where people never have actually seen you before. All of us read books. As you can tell, this is why we write them, because we read them. We know the importance of telling a story. And inside of here, I'll call this is a group of disruptors. People who have gone through so many things and were told so many times, no, you may not be able to do this. This is impossible. Why would you go through this learning how to land for success? So our stories are coming from the area in which we had to challenge ourselves to step up. And when you learn to step up to actually tell what you have been through, you're not just helping yourself live through the story, but you're helping someone else understand that just because they're in that soup does that mean that they don't bring the great flavor to it. You can turn around and do so much just by writing inside of a book. So we decided to tell our stories. All of our stories are different. There are none of the stories in this book is the same. And it would be like writing a novel, but the novel in taking each one of our stories and seeing what makes us tick, what makes us decide that we believe the impossible can be done because we are the impossible.
Mm.
They say everything is impossible until you create it. Just like Steve Jobs did with putting a computer in a cell phone. We decided that we can do this. I started out as, of course, a banker, and I became a police officer in the city of Chicago. Then I had the nerve to leave that to become a retired person, stating that I would never do another thing in my life. And yet things changed for me, where now I've put together a platform for movie makers, for people who are like content creators. I've put a platform together where we talk about personal development and how that can come about. I talk about people who really want to challenge themselves to be up on a stage where they've been hiding themselves for years.
Mm.
And I've not done this in a small area, I've done this globally. I mean, I'm in all around the world. I can't say I'm in just America, or I'm just in Canada, or I'm just in Mexico, or I'm just in Italy, or I'm just in Germany, or I'm just in Brazil. I'm in all of those and increasing. So tell your story about how you got there. And I will tell you about how I am now in Hollywood, Hollywood, Bollywood, all the woods, because I decided to become a disruptor to the industry, and now
Mm.
I'm flourishing. So, read this book, find out the stories. I like how Gordon said, read it, write about it, leave a 5-star review, and see what we can do next. So, next on the mic is you, young man.
It's me, Daniel.
Wow, Chief,
Thank you for
that was unbelievable, Chief. You guys. Sorry, Daniel, didn't mean to cut you off. Chief is pretty humble. If you guys don't know his story, read his story. What are you now, Chief? 4, 5, 6 times international best-selling author.
I know it's something like that.
I think he's lost count. Having he's bodyguard for U.S. president, senator, and you name it. He is so humble. So reach out and come and meet him in person this summer. Okay, next summer at our film festival as well. Anyways, didn't mean to cut you off there. This next individual I've known only for a few months, but have so much respect for him, and already, we're looking at through Ladder for Success on how to utilize Daniel's expertise to help our entrepreneurs, right? Not only grow their mindset, but to grow their bank account through sales. So welcome, Daniel.
Thank you for that warm welcome, and thank you, Dr. Chief. I love it, and Tammy. It's a pleasure to be here. This is the first time I'm going live on this platform.
Hey,
I've heard so
welcome.
much. I've heard so much about Gordon, and through mutual colleagues, and they spoke so highly about him. And I said, "This is a guy I need to meet." So we talked, and then it was really, really quick for me to decide to be part of the Landed for Success network, and also to be part of the book. So I just want to explain what I do. I'm a sales strategy specialist, in terms of helping companies, you know, higher close rates, higher growth, higher revenue, larger ticket items. So anybody that, needs help with selling from A to Z, even if it's just sales one-on-one coaching to learn, to teach, and to learn how to sell, that's what I do. In terms of this book, I just want to explain the impact for me, what I thought about it, and I think it's going to help everybody. First of all, we've heard that every story is different, 100%. But in life, there's two different things that are really, really different but seem similar, and that's the idea of when you want to do something, when you've set your mind to do something, you could either be interested or committed. And a lot of times we make the mistake that they're very similar, but they're not. And I'm going to give an example. When you're interested in something, you do kind of what's most convenient. So, as an example, if you have an event that you're going to go to, you want to go to some event, all of a sudden the car's not working, you let the event coordinator know or your friends know or whoever it is, hey, you know what, my car's not working, I can't make it. Pretty convenient. Being committed is very different. Being committed means they are not even going to know there was any issue with the car. You're going to find a way to get there, whether it's Uber or getting a friend to lend you their car or having somebody drive you. And once you get to that event, then you can let people know because nothing will stop you. And I just want to explain about the book. It's really a launch to get you in that right mindset. It's a way of putting down your ideas. It alleviates some fear, and there's so many benefits to just doing it, right? And then when you read these stories, they are so relatable to us. Even though they're so different, every story has at least something in it that makes you think, damn, that's me. That part is me, right? And when we put them all together in one compilation, it is so refreshing to read, and it is really a launch pad to getting you to be successful in any aspect of your life. So again, I think that everybody should go get for 99 cents. And Tammy, you mentioned it's even less, than a cup of coffee. It's less than a cheap cup of coffee. I mean, if you're going to Starbucks, you could get every book that Landed for Success has done. So I think everybody should go get it. Everybody should encourage other people to get it because everyone will relate to these stories. And finally, give that 5-star review. It's a report card, right? That 5-star review is a report card. It's somebody put their time, their thoughts. Maybe they open themselves in a way that they've never been comfortable to do. It's worth 5 stars. So have a read, send a review, and Landed for Success is definitely for everyone. And that's all I've got for now.
Well, thank you, Daniel. We're going to come back, another time where I would love for Daniel to do some sales mastery stuff for us, with us. What do you think, Daniel? Right?
Anytime.
Yeah.
Anytime.
I was told that sales cures all. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that amazing? Like sales can, somebody says, "Oh, I'm broke." Go make a sale.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Getting that
Right.
sale will make a lot of boo-boos go away. That's for sure.
Yeah, right. Instead of, I remember there was a time when going to Disney with the kids was actually going to the video store and just renting, a Disney movie versus actually really going to Disney where the kids could see the Magic Kingdom and hug Mickey, Minnie in person. So I love having, experts like Daniel on board in our Landed for Success community as an author as well. Awesome. Well, we got Dwayne Richards joining us, but we also have Tammy, our superhero, intelligent hero, who's here as well. So I love, Tammy, to hear from you. And here we go. Let's welcome Tammy.
Well, Gordon, I just want to play off of what was said earlier about being a disruptor, because I definitely identify with trying to disrupt in education, right? To reimagine a new and better education.
Tammy, I love Tony Robbins says. He says you're not a disruptor. He says you're a shift disturber.
Right. That's so good, right? But just to play off of what was said too, is that we're all storytellers. And those stories that we tell ourselves, they are either, disempowering, right? Or they're empowering. And what I love about this book is Landed for Success is you are listening and reading and getting ideas and brilliant concepts off of people who are talking about possibly challenges that they've gone through and how they've overcome them. So again, we can identify with every single story in there. And as we read these, what happens, right? What we listen to, our circle of community, our circle of influence is powerful. So what stuff do we want to be reading? What stuff do we want to be influenced by? So this is the book that you want to read every single chapter. And if you have any limiting beliefs in your own mind, then this is where you can bust through each of them, chapter by chapter by chapter. And so what I enjoy doing and what I love to do is empower the very youngest of minds. So I teach kindergarten masterclass. And when I get to do this, I get to empower the little people to believe, because they are already filled with magic and belief in themselves. And as they go through the system and as they get older, it's all of the skepticisms and all of the people telling them what they can't do that limits their potential. So this is the kind of book, these are the kind of communities, these are the kind of stories we want to inspire one another with and our children. So honored to be here. Thank you, guys.
Wow. Powerful, Amy. Tammy, you have, you also, in addition to our book launch right here, and you have something happening this week as well. Can you share a little bit about that? Would you mind?
Yeah, I'd love to. So part of what I'm doing is I'm launching a program called Build a Hair. So it's a holiday countdown where you can start to reimagine new traditions with your children. So instead of the old traditions where we're telling a lot of lies and limitations that children, as they get older, they bust through those lies. With, let's say, Elf on the Shelf, right? We want to create a new tradition that's customized to children and who they are. And instead of thinking about the magic that is outside of them and everywhere else, we're pointing them inward and helping them connect with the magic that's inside of them. That if they use their thoughts, their feelings, and their actions, that they are limitless. They have every capability inside of them. And this is something that can grow as they get older, instead of putting all their belief into Santa Claus or into Elf. And then, as they get older, they realize it was all lies. And now they don't believe in things that they don't see. But the thing is manifestation and what we think about, feel about, we attract about. Quantum physics is real. So we need to help point children in the direction of themselves and to empower themselves and build that magic inward and start to have characters like Harmony Hair and their magical box, that everything is inside of them. So what I've done is I teach them that everybody has a hero inside of them, right? And sometimes we are operating from our hero, and sometimes we're operating from our victim and our villain. And when we allow our victim or villain to lead, it's disempowerment, right? We don't take any accountability or responsibility. And so they feel helpless. But when you are in the hero, then you are like, anything hard that I have to go through is helping to build my strength. And when we go through hard things, it helps us to become stronger, more resilient, more adaptable. So this is what I love about teaching this to children. And when we're in our hero, we feel light like a feather, right? When we're giving, when we're positive, when we're championing ourselves, when we're forgiving ourselves, these are all things that feel light. And they're in alignment with our hero head, our hero heart, and our hero mind, and our hero hands, our hero gut. So we see our three super brains, our head brain, heart brain, and our gut brain, so we can become the best that we can be. So all these things, right? The hard and the light stuff help to grow us into our best self. So we need it. We need to champion these children early on with these tools and resources.
Wow, that's incredible.
So we're excited. Oh, I can't hear.
I think, Lester, I think you're speaking, but you might be muted.
Yeah, Lester, we want to hear you.
Hey, loud, proud.
Okay, how about now? Is this better?
There we go. We're good.
Okay, I had to make sure it sounded like on my end that the sound went out. What I wanted, while Gordon is coming back in, we're going to introduce Dwayne Richards, because he has a story to be told about being a part of Volume 4, Landed for Success. So let me introduce everyone to, of course, Mr. Dwayne Richards. Yay!
Morning.
Go ahead, Dwayne.
Morning, Chief. Lester, Tammy, good to see you again today. And Daniel, hey, first time getting to meet you. Welcome.
First time on this. We met at one of the events, but very briefly.
Yeah. I only have a couple minutes. I got about 4 minutes, and then we're jetting off for birthday celebrations this morning.
Awesome.
So go ahead, tell us your story about being a part of this book.
I guess it was time. We were a couple weeks ago just talking out with Gordon, and I think it's been 11 years. I think I've known Gordon, and funny stories is that, when we first kind of met, everyone says, "Oh, you have to be an author. You have to be an author. You have to be an author. You have to, have a book to be like a business card." And it's true, but it's also figure out, okay, what point do we, when's the right time? So I guess now is the time to share a message about what. And again, it was somewhat a fun exercise to figure out what. Again, like everyone in the 4 series of books, is everyone has their definition of what success is, or landed for success. It's not just being definitely we're all immigrants. Our families came here at different times, and that was a bit of a blog. Was that I was like, oh, like for example, my ancestors have been in Canada since like 18 or about 17 somethings, about 5 generations, right? But so when we got through that piece and to say, okay, so in my chapter, talk about more the journey of my career, kind of going from the traditional go to school, get marks, go get a degree, get a corporate job, kind of and do that for a chunk of time, and then not. and then how do we kind of what does that look like for me from like the 11-year journey of self-employment and being an, I don't know about entrepreneur, but being self-employed and adding value, just kind of say where I am today, 11 years after my last full-time corporate job. So not and doing it kind of mid-life, right? Lester, so not waiting to retire. But I would say I had a plan with someone I let someone else make the decision for me, and now the path forward is how do we go so that we don't let that happen again, like not letting someone else make the decision about where you're going in the future. So yeah, all that stuff's in a short chapter.
That's one of the greatest things about co-writing with books. So many of us have a major fear of being able to write down that story, to be able to tell each other, how do you put a few words in a book that may change someone's life? But you think of most books, most movies that you have ever been a part of or seen or sat in the audience or had read to you, that it only took one line. In the movie Back to the Future, you look at this surprising, one day I may be flying in the air with my car. And you're like, well, Back to the Future, let's get there. Well, the movie ended in 2015. And yet still today, we're still looking at the advancements that we've had, especially over such a little time of AI. For a lot of us, AI helped correct the grammar in our books. We all can write a story and how we tell a story, but how do you tell a story that everybody can understand? You look at the technology of the day, the growing movement that you have. Inside of this book, you may find the writer who actually tells you something that will change everything. You look at how we have done it, and are we ready to take that next step? Read the book, see the person, the author that poured out a little bit of their heart in order to tell that story, in order to let it grow. Gordon, anytime you're ready to come back in, we don't want the author of our story here to be missing. I just wanted to make sure that he was there. All right, Gordon, you would actually need sound to be with us. We
There
found
you
that out.
go,
I
right?
texted you on
Inexperience, inexperience. My internet keeps on cutting out, you guys. So thank you for staying with me. And yeah, Chief, Gabe, for the folks who don't know Chief, please get to know this individual. I mean, he's gone from a police officer for 30. First of all, happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
It'd be rude of us here up in Canada, your friends and neighbors and cousins, to not wish you a happy Thanksgiving. It's my favorite dinner of the year, right? My sister-in-law's from Virginia, and I'll tell you what, other than the turkey and the stuffing, her sweet potato pie is to die for. That's my untold story, you guys. But Chief, you guys get to know Chief. Unbelievable. From police officer to being fired at. You guys got to see is another story. 28 times. I call him the bulletproof cop. Can you imagine? Like bang, 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 bang. Like he was shot at 28 times and he's still bulletproof today. So if you want to learn how to have a bulletproof mindset, Chief is the individual you want to get together with. By the way, did Dwayne speak? Did I miss? Okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
I made sure that he did.
We have Tom Chester, who's going to be joining us from Texas soon as well. And again, for the folks who are watching, please do us a huge favor. Okay. Go to Amazon.com, India, anywhere around the world. You can buy a copy for approximately 99 cents. And it's 99 cents Canadian. It's 99 cents US. For us, Chief, I think 99 cents US is like $3 million, right? With the exchange here. But no, on a serious note, grab a copy. It's the best time of the year to buy a gift for maybe a friend or two. I'll promise you, they'll thank you for it, and you're going to be glad you did. Okay, so each one of you had already had an opportunity to share. Was there? Let's hop to. A good friend from Texas, Rise Up Media, Dr. Tom Chester. Are you with us, Tom?
I am. Can you hear me?
Absolutely. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. Sorry my camera wasn't working right that second, so I have to come in without it, but that's okay. How you guys
doing? If I could wave a magic wand and say abracadabra and have them see your beautiful face, I would do that. But you taking time of your busy schedule, we appreciate that. For those of you who don't know Dr. Tom Chester, some of the stuff you've seen on with Landed for Success and our books over and over again is you'll see that our authors have been featured on ABC, CBS, NBC News, etc., indexed in over 300 major media outlets, and indexed on Google all throughout the Google search engine. That is the work and the masterpiece from Dr. Tom Chester. So welcome. Hey, Doc, tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do, and why did you choose to come back a second time to write and share a story with us here in Landed for Success?
Well, I believe this will be my third time.
Oh, my apologies. Yes,
Untold stories, different ones. This one here was a lot of fun because I invited my daughter, Karen Chester, to be a part of the story. And we talked about words you speak and words you create, abracadabra. I create what I speak what I create. And it was a great time to share that story in this book, because it's so important of what we say and the positivity that we can put out in words and action and deed throughout the world. Karen is my oldest daughter. She's a special ed teacher doing adaptive PE for her school district. And, she deals with all kinds of children that have issues, handicaps, and things like that. And it's so important what you say to them. You know what I mean? Because words do matter. So once again, it was a privilege to be a part of another book with Landed for Success. Experienced several of that. Thanks to Landed for Success, I've been into several books already. Also, they gave me my honorary, or got me, I should say, my honorary doctorate degree in international business. So
Yes,
I don't know.
congratulations, Doc.
Thank you. Thank
Congratulations.
you. So, with Terence and the team and Jay and Gordon, I couldn't ask for really a better group of people to be around. So, as we continue to grow, Land of Success has done an amazing amount of growth between the networking events, the book series, everything you guys are doing right now is just on spot and center stage to what we need to be a part of. So thank you very much for allowing me to be there, hang out with you guys. Uh, what I do, not only in the media business, but as a super connector, has been really beyond words. Being able to go out here and help businesses grow their business. Go out here, I'm actually doing things in the oil industry where I'm providing, connections to buyers and sellers for jet fuel or diamonds and rubies and emeralds. And now that we've launched all the stuff. I'm a part of Traverse TV. I'm the director of operations. Traverse TV has been in the news recently. Just recently, if you go in there and you type in Rise and Paramount, they were one of the ones that put in a bid for $8.5 billion plus another $15 billion to buy Paramount TV. That's still in the works. Between the satellites, the launch of the telemedicine satellites, all the stuff and all the people that are now a part of this team, we're doing amazing things out there for humanity. And I love every minute of it. So it keeps me pretty busy, Gordon, just like you, Jay and Terence and everything else. The power of what you're doing grows exponentially based upon your connectivity. And Landed for Success, I consider to be a great connection for me and everybody else I'm working with. So thank you very much for allowing me to be in this next book. I've been waiting for this one. I'm ready to do an article promoting it. I do appreciate you sending some stuff to me recently with the background. I will ask you guys to send me over kind of a blank one. I need to put Karen's photo in on this deal because she's an amazing human being.
Yes, please.
Part of the chapter.
Let's add her in there. Yes.
Put her as part of the chapter. So I want to put a picture of her and me. If you read the Land for Success series at all, folks, you just got to be impressed with the quality of people that are a part of this network. And the stories will amaze you, they will inspire you, and they will change you. So from doing Untold stories, lessons learned from the inside of the cockpit of an airplane, or the deal we're talking about, that was one of them that I really enjoyed as well. And I like including other people in the storyline. I like bringing other people that have impacted my lives or been part of my lives and put them out there with partly their story. Like Pastor John Little, that was the one inside the cockpit of an airplane. That was a sermon based on your attitude is your altitude. Remember that one, Gordon?
Yeah, I love it. Love it.
That was a great, great story. The other one was finding the superhero in you, and you, Stan Lee.
There you go. You got Tammy Vallieres, the superhero intelligent educator.
Yeah. Hi, Tammy.
Hey, that was just made my ears perk up. And can I just say I have to exit because I am running a workshop and it's starting very soon.
Yes.
To help everybody.
Whoops.
That was my super sister Sylvia, who's trying to call me right now and say, "Hey, get on the workshop call." So I better let you guys go. What an honor to listen to each of you.
Thank you, Tammy. Appreciate you.
Thanks, guys. Have an awesome day, and thanks for the support of the Landed for Success book, because these are the stories that you want living inside your heart and inspiring your mind. So thanks, everybody. It's an honor to be with you.
Thank you, Tammy.
Thank you, Tammy.
Appreciate you. One of the things I wanted to ask Tom, and if you guys have any questions as well, Tom, you feature so many amazing stories through Innovator Magazine and so many different various publications, right? What is one of the most interesting stories that you published that's never been told before that you think could inspire somebody? Like a Land for Success untold story in 30, 60 seconds. What's one of your favorite stories you've ever written and why?
I have to almost go current on that one because in that situation, one of them was James E. Dixon, who was the real superhero. They call him, and he has. I just recently had him. And I don't want to offend anybody or anything, but Pastor Ben Graham of the Graham Family Films, the Billy Graham Ministry, just with him recently, and and then, but James E. Dixon started out just as really a warehouse worker at General Motors, and then he did Absolute Motivation, which basically is a YouTube video channel with over 480 YouTube, inspiring YouTube. I'm sorry, I got to get rid of these people.
By the way, this live feed right now is on YouTube, you guys. You guys are not only on Facebook.
We're live. Yeah. You're locking up.
Yeah, Gordon signal, technology works best when it actually works. So he's letting everybody know. Of course, you can pick us up on YouTube, and you can also pick us up here live on Facebook.
Wow, I need to get over.
And for some of you all, I'm not sure. Gordon, are you back yet?
No, he's still frozen up. Terrence, how
He's
are you doing, my friend? You doing good? You looking good?
Listen, I keep good, and you and I have to have a conversation because I have some great things that are happening, and they could happen with you.
Oh,
For
thank you.
all of you all that are here with us, and you happen to come to our film, excuse me, it's hard to say, our Niagara International Film Festival, June 6th and 7th, 2025. If you bring your book there as authors, we will greatly sign your book. You can have your very own autograph book with us for the Landed for Success. This is so much fun because we always find ourselves in the area of being able to pay it forward. Our stories that we have here, each one of us are paying these stories forward because we understand the magnitude of telling a story. We actually understand that, as Paul said, if I can sell you something and everybody says, oh no, I can't sell anything. And you look at a child who wants a cookie. The first thing that child does is sell you on the fact of why they need a cookie. Everybody has a story. You can tell your story and sell your story to the masses because it's important. Tom has been around the world and talking to many of people, and you look at what is he doing in order to tell a story. He's making sure that you can see the story that you're talking about. Gordon So, Dr. Gordon So has been bringing these stories to us for many years from his humble background in which he never talks about. He never tells you about the business summits that he had, getting us all together. He's actually able to be a speaker, a writer. Gordon is one of those people that when you really look at the real story behind Gordon's story, Gordon, so he's inspired and motivated us in different ways, from learning how to put a Rubik's Cube together, to being able to get in a room full of people and actually sponsor the people that are there, to do this international film festival, to constantly do books. We've been doing books for a long time. He has special people like Terence Lushington, and thank you, Terence. Glad to see you here, and Patricia Lynn Stokes. Glad that you're on here, and so many others as you're coming on. Jey, of course, where would we be without Gordon and Jey? Because Jey is a major part of this. When we all tell our stories and then we all be able to enlighten people, we're not doing this book launch just to turn around and say, oh, it's a book launch. No, each one of us constantly tells stories. We're constantly, picking someone up. Remember when you thought it was over? Go ahead, Paul. I see Gordon is playing with with the screen, and make sure that your voice is coming in here. I would like to hear more from Paul as you come on.
Hey, Chief, were you asking for me or Paul?
I was asking for Paul because I didn't see you.
Oh, okay. Okay. No, I was just enjoying listening to you.
You know, it is funny that I'm not co-hosting this. I just want everybody to know I'm not co-hosting this. It's that I've been working with Gordon for so long. We have learned to pivot, you know, which is part of my story. We have learned to pivot when things look like they go wrong, and as they sometimes will. we have.
Love that poem. Love that poem. You know, my internet keeps on getting cut out here, you guys. I'm dropping off, coming back on. So talk about pivoting, right? Chief, I want to go to Daniel for a minute because he's been on here since 10 a.m. and he has said to me, I can't be on here today because I have other things, right, that I need to do. And this was last minute. So Daniel, talk about pivot. Chief just talked about pivoting and you took the time to be here. You know, you're like the baby of the bunch here from Landed for Success, right? Everybody else is here been for years. The Landed for Success book, what's been your experience with the book, some of the authors, and your experience with Landed for Success?
Sure, absolutely. Look, and I mentioned it earlier, and it's you know, it should be said over and over again. Every one of these stories may have been, you know, something really personal, something motivational, something exciting, something fearful. There's so many stories, and I was saying how unique they all are, but they're so relatable, right? And by reading the book, and it doesn't take a long time to read each story, but every single story you're going to relate to something. And it's about the commitment. And when we talk about pivoting, well, isn't life all about being able to pivot and how to make sure that when something pivots against you, you can still flow with it? And that's what it is. I mean, yes, I do have commitments today, but I feel this book, this Landed for Success network, was very helpful to me, even in the short period of time that I've been there. And Gord, you and I have spoke about this. It's about meeting people, and everybody you meet, there's always a reason, right? We don't know what the reason might be. It might not be right now. It might be, you know, 6 months down the line, a year, who knows? But there's a reason we meet people. And I love that the Landed for Success platform is, if I could define it, it's so genuine. All these people are so genuine, they're real, you know, and it's all about getting together and meeting people, sharing stories. And then you have this additional platform where you can write about your story and get it out, right? Some of these things, like I know for me, you know, I'm writing a book on sales. You know, the real life best practices of sales and some of the sales strategies that I teach and everything else. But you know, we talk about pivoting. Every little moment that happens in our lives are going to embellish the next thing we do, right? Like I pivoted, you know, to make this happen. I was supposed to leave at 10:30, but I made it happen to stay. And I'm just hearing, you know, hearing more stories. I'm meeting new people, and I know that this will help further down the line. So do yourself the favor, do somebody else the favor. If you already have the book, it's 99 cents. Send it to somebody else. Send it to somebody else. They are going to get something out of it, and that is a guarantee. And now I will pivot. I will take that ball and toss it, and someone's going to catch it, because that's what it's all about, is about pivoting. So go
I
ahead.
love it. Pay it forward. But for today, you guys, for today, right? Purchase your own copy, right? Because remember, every purchase you guys make today during our book launch on Amazon helps with an algorithm, helps the authors to get to best-selling author. Right now, we're number 4. We want to get to number 1. And, you know, some people are saying, well, why do you guys, like, is it an ego-driven thing to be number 1? Well, I got to share with you, if, you know, if you don't have an ego, then something's wrong as well. But it's got to be an ego in check. So the accolades of some of the folks we have here, the Dr. Tom Chesters, the Dr. Lester Bailey's, you heard from Tammy, and you've got Daniel. What we want to be able to do is to help our authors. There's so many that are not here, is give them the credibility. The more credibility they have as a best-selling author, right? Recognized as best-selling author, the more they're going to be able to serve their communities. Does that make sense? The more they're going to be able to serve their clients. So yeah, so please do share. And if you could buy a copy yourself, go to Amazon, right? 99 cents and it's done. But again, read the stories and leave a 5-star review. And then when the hard copies come out, buy them, especially around holiday season. Buy a dozen of them, right? Give them out to your friends. Like there's a story in here that's going to change someone's life. Chief, you're doing some conducting here. What's on your mind?
But that's all I'm saying is to buy the book. When you buy the Kindle version, the 99-cent version, it is absolutely nothing. We're not talking about you, because if you're having an issue with with spending $1.99, let me tell you, this book needs to be read by you several times a day, not just once. If you're having an issue with 99 cents, you have to discover the stories in which will help you to go further. You don't stop. Being a part of the Landed for Success helped me get into the company, and now which I'm a co-founder, which is Mindatorium. You go to mindatorium.com. Because of being an author and learning the value of other people's stories and actually being able to tell those stories in movie form, in music form, in personal development, that changed. Don't ever put a price on what you can learn. Everything that you want to know, if it's in a book, you don't have to have the most expensive book. Think, if you go to college, try to buy one college book online, yet alone in person. I can guarantee you that that one book that you would try to buy, for college, it will cost you more than 99 cents, college or university,
Yeah.
depends on what country that you're in.
$200, couple $100 for a textbook, right?
Yes, and most of
Yeah.
that you only read about 4 or 5 stories. You can get this
Yeah.
and get motivated, inspired, lifted. You can see how someone in a story has fallen down, but yet learn how to get up. The importance of how to get up. It's when you think that you just have no way, and you keep reading all of these stories of showing you there is a way to do this. Oh my goodness. All of us have had challenges. That's the
Yes.
purpose of life, is what challenges can you overcome? What are some of the steps? What are some of the easy ways that you can learn from someone else's trials and tribulations? You didn't just have to learn from mine. Could you imagine what you're learning from Paul? Or my favorite here is Minister, I'll call him Tom Cheshire, even though it's Dr. Tom Cheshire. But what we all have is the story that when you're stepping one step at a time and you just don't know another way, use something that you read from us, use something that you have seen from us, use that thing, because it will take you to an area in which you didn't even expect to get into. Let me tell you, I know for sure, looking at my own story, learning how to get out of my own way, became in volume, the different volumes of books that I've read over time. Someone always has that extra special thing that we fight for. You I love it. And when Gordon always talks about following your dream. How do you follow your dream if you don't know the direction in which to go to?
Share that poem with us, Chief. You follow
Oh,
your dream. Follow your
yeah.
dream poem.
Follow your dream wherever that may lead, and don't be distracted by less worthy needs. Shelter them, nourish them, and help them to grow. Follow your story deep down, that dream that you have deep down in your heart where your dreams go. Follow your dream, pursue them with haste. Life is too precious, too fleeting to waste. So be faithful, be loyal, and all your life through, may the dreams that you follow continue, and I do mean the word continue, to come true. How's that, Doctor? So we
Wow.
love those stories. Yeah.
Amazing. Hey, Daniel, do you have a poem for us or a story?
I don't. Well, I mean, I have. Without preparing, I don't want to butcher any of them. But I will say one thing that I always teach. I'm not going. It was it was a saying given to me from one of my mentors way long ago, and you know, it's it's so true for this book, for Landed for Success as a network, um, and I think it's going to really hit home for a lot of people. I hope is that if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, we go together. And this platform, this book, the stories, it's really to help you go far, right? It's not about getting fast. Nothing's easy in life. And I really think, we talked about, you know, learning, taking a course and reading books and how expensive those books are. For 99 cents, you're getting motivated, you're getting excited, you're finding people that have the same concerns, the same desire, the same fears, and you're learning. It's a course all on its own in so many different genres. It's not just, oh, we're just learning history today. So it's really, I mean, for 99 cents, it's going to be such an impactful purchase, course, whichever version you want, buy one for yourself and share it with somebody that needs it. And when I say needs it, everybody needs it, because you never know what you're going to get out of it. And I promise you will get something. And for whichever
Napoleon
one
Hill
is
quote.
favorite, throw a review, 5 stars, nothing less, guys. Somebody put their heart, their soul, their fear, they put themselves out there for the first time ever, probably. They deserve a 5-star. It's their report card.
Wow.
So let's
It's
rock
amazing.
and roll.
Amazing. 5-star. I saw Sujeet from India pop in.
And of course, your signal went out, Gordon.
Hey, Gordon, Dan.
Gordon is out. But I just wanted, I do have to, I have pivoted a few times. So I will be pivoting now for a final time right now, where I have to say bye. I just want to say again, thank you for letting me be part of this great stream, but this great Landed for Success network, being part of the book, and people should be part of the book more than once. Get your stories out there. Stories change, life changes. It's all about getting yourself out there and inspiring and helping somebody else, right? So that's what these stories do. They help yourself, but they're going to help a lot of other people. So again, thank you. It was a pleasure meeting you, beautiful people. And I look forward to seeing you all in person, hopefully at the next event, but definitely at the annual Niagara Falls Film Festival. So that'll be fun to meet you all in person and get back to the old days of shaking hands and, maybe even giving a hug, right? So thank you, Gordon, for letting me be part of this great team, this great book, and this great network of Landed for Success. Guys, do yourself the favor, get the book, 99 cents, share it with somebody, get it for them. It's the holidays. It will help everybody. And leave those 5-star reviews that people deserve.
Amazing. Thank you,
you,
Daniel.
Paul.
We're so excited.
Daniel.
We're so excited to have you part of our film festival. And one thing I want to mention about the film festival for a good friend Tom Chester is he, Daniel. One of his story was abracadabra, and what's really neat is the theater that we're going to be hosting our film festival. Our next film festival is actually it's at the iconic Greg Freeman Theater. And Greg has been a magician for years and years and years. And his show is actually called, I believe it's called Abracadabra. And, Alexandra, who's actually his assistant in the show, she's the only Canadian female Canadian magician that went on Penn and Teller. Have you guys seen Penn and Teller? The only female Canadian that has actually fooled Penn and Teller. And to this day, Penn and Teller cannot figure out how she pulled off her trick. And so at the Greg Freeman Theater, there's a magic show there, a beautiful magic show. There's a Elvis Presley convention there that happens every year. There's musicals. And now we're bringing you the Niagara Canada International Film Festival. Tom, are you still there? Dr. Tom Chester, you still there?
Oh, I'm
Abracadabra. Daniel, thank you.
Have a good day, guys.
Sorry, my camera is not working.
Thank you, Daniel.
So I threw up a screenshot, of course, Landed for Success. And, thank you very, very much, you guys, for creating this opportunity once again to be a part of something as spectacular as this. I tell everybody to go and get a book, read the chapters, share, learn, explore, transform their lives. So I already paid the 99 cents. I need to go back in there, I guess, now and leave a review. I want to make sure everybody has a story in their hands. So can't wait till one of these guys catch up with you guys. Didn't get to make the last film festival, but looking forward to hopefully being there with you soon. There's just so much opportunity to share what we do. So thank you once again, everybody from Landed for Success, for such a great, footprint that we can all be a part of.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. What's really neat is, we tell stories on film. We tell stories in books. We have folks who tell stories in front of a live audience through Success Talks and Landed for Success. Tom, Doc, you mentioned about film. So one of the things that Chief and I are excited about is we have a special guest coming to our film festival this year. And so I just a short brief is this individual has been involved in 150 plus productions in Hollywood. And I'll just share a couple of names. You guys may know some of the films she was the production manager for, right? Raging Bull. Tom, remember the Raging Bull? Yeah. Yep. Right? The Terminator, Rocky. Like these are some of the Schindler's List. So for the filmmakers who want to come, independent filmmakers thinking, oh, I want to learn what it's like to be in the film industry, what it's like to be in Hollywood. Here's somebody who started out in an unemployment line and accidentally ended up in an office, not even know it was in the film industry, and then becoming the president and CEO for a major production company in Hollywood. That is an unbelievable story. And just like our book series here, Land for Success, Untold Stories, we're so grateful for Tom, you're the third time here now, Doc, and Dr. Chief Lester Bailey, and so many of other amazing authors for sharing their stories with us. And if somebody here is watching and listening and you have a story, we want to know about your story. We want to be able to help you publish your story. And maybe you already have a published story and you can, hire somebody like Dr. Tom Chester to maybe blow up your story in the media, or maybe you have a film and you're saying, hey, I need a place to put that film. And you've got Chief Dr. Lester Bailey with Mindatorium. And every one of our authors have a superpower that they have that you can meet, network, talk, connect with. And that's what I love about our community. So it's the readers, you're going to benefit from getting to know our authors. And then our authors, it's like we're building this community of authors that are becoming family, that are working and supporting or collaborating with each other. That's what I love about this Land for Success series. So why don't we do this? Let's have 30, 60-second wrap up, Chief, from you, from Tom, and then we'll call it the day for today. And you guys, we're going to be here all day, like on and off on social media till you get sick and tired of it, because we really want to make sure that everyone that are friends or families actually know that we are launching this amazing book called Land for Success, and you get to read so many amazing stories from our authors. All right, Chief, you have to, let's start with Tom again. 30, 60 seconds, Tom. What would you say to the folks watching or listening, even on the replay? Why should they go get a copy of Land for Success, Untold Stories?
Because each story is geared around people's personal experiences in life, which actually help them to become somebody that could be landed for success. I've told this many, many times. I look at Landed for Success as kind of like an airport, and you're flying into the airport, you're refueling to get to another destination. So these stories will lead and build your life to build character, integrity, everything you can think of. All these people that have been in this book or this book series. I mean, this is a series, folks. You need to get every volume and follow every chapter and follow the people that are actually out there and working hard to help you to land for success. because that's what this is really all about, is other people joining your storyline to get you where you need to go. You never know who you're going to be sitting in or next to when you're in an airplane. And so in that situation, there's many times I've sat next to people and I start talking to them about their story, or I start talking about the power of what they do, or they don't realize that who I am exactly. But yet they can turn in some of the most amazing articles that have transformed lives. I'll never forget these people as long as I live, but I always enjoy sharing other people's story. So I appreciate it. Landed for Success, you are successful, and I appreciate being a part of your successful story. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc, and happy Thanksgiving to you and the family.
Oh, yeah, now we're looking at Christmas, right?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Okay. Thank you. So I'm going to go back over to Chief. Is he there? Okay, let's see what we do here. All right. It's called technology, right? So, Chief?
Hi, sorry about that. I was, it's morning for me. It's 9 a.m. In my time zone. So I have to do a certain things at 9 a.m. But whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. These stories are in the book of Landed for Success. The joys, the happiness, and what you can find in learning about these stories, and hopefully seeing you soon in these stories. You can write in these books. We're at volume 4 today. But what happens when, like, my partner Patricia Lynn Stokes decide to be in volume 5, and the stories that she could tell? All of these stories are of stories of real people living real lives, going through everything that they could. So, in the 60 seconds that we're talking about, I want you to go to Amazon right now and buy your copy of this and support all the authors that are here now. We have volume 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 is the most recent. See about these stories, be a part of these stories, live these stories so your success can go. Napoleon Hill talked about one of the other things that I've loved, one of his other quotes, and he says, the only limitation to those are the ones that we set up in our own minds. Be a part of the ones who explored those limitations and found out that you have unlimited boundaries inside of yourself. Go next, be a part of this, and let's get ready. We will see you on the other side of reading, and let's do this well. Thank you all for joining us. To all the authors that are a part of this book and who will be showing up for online interviews, online stories, we appreciate you so very much. Talk with you real soon. Bye-bye for now. Thank you, Dr. Gordon. So,
Thank you, Dr. Chief, Lester Bailey, and Tom Chesser. Thank you, everyone. Have an amazing day. And please, like Chief says, buy a copy and we'll see your 5-star reviews on Amazon. Thank you. Take care, everyone.